So we've been talking about what's going to happen now that JFL is gone, Just for Laughs. Of course, that big story, a lot of very disappointed comedy fans in the city. Then we found out not long afterwards that the French comedy festival, ComediHA, which has been operating in Quebec City for many, many years, is in fact taking over to some degree and going to have some English comics at the festival that's going to be here this year. We're not shut out entirely, which is good news. So let's try to find out more. I've been trying to do that for the past 5 minutes off air. I'm not sure I'm up to scratch here. Ariane Thibaut is exec producer of this year's ComediHA Salut Montreal event. So first of all, welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming in.
Happy to be here.
Second of all, I saw some names go out on the press release today, which I have here. So I think people will recognize a couple of these. First of all, Dane Cook, who's been around now for a while, is basically going to be one of your headliners in a free concert, right? Outdoors,
Free
which
outdoor
is kind of unique. Or
pretty
at least
legendary.
Nice throwback.
Yes.
How is this? So this is July 27th. I'm reading from the press release. It's one night?
Yes, one night.
That's
at
it.
9 p.m. Yes, that's
Okay.
it. We're going to be featuring him on our stage, celebrating 3 decades of comedy with Dane Cook.
Beyond that, you also have free outdoor programming, and that's happened in the past. Can you run through how that's going to work for some of the English acts that you have coming?
Absolutely. Well, if I can explain quickly. So the ComediHA Salut Montreal was already announced a few weeks ago.
Right.
Now, with this new announcement, we decided to add English programming to the festival presented by Just for Laughs. So from the 18th to the 28th, there will be shows every night at Quartier des Spectacles from 7 p.m. to 11 p.m. Always 3 shows. The first show is going to be the Kickback Comedy Party, which is going to be a bilingual show. So you're going to be able to see both local English and French comedians on that show. Then we will have Pantelis hosting a multi-comic show the 27th and the 28th.
I like that you had to stop for a minute because that's how confusing this is. Okay.
And then Dane Cook will be taking the stage on the
the end of
27th, and we will also have another headliner confirmed later on the 28th.
Okay, so in terms of shows, like Place des Arts has been a venue, obviously, in the past for Just for Laughs. You're going to have shows back at Place des Arts. Who's coming to Place des Arts?
Yes, at Place des Arts, we'll be welcoming Bassem Youssef, the Jon Stewart of Egypt. He will be doing his show in Montreal, so we're very excited about that, as well as we've selected wonderful Canadian comedians to come and perform their hour at Place des Arts. So we'll have Marito Lopez, Hassan Fils, Ali Pierce, Olivia Stadler, as well as Kyle Brownrigg performing there. We've also teamed up with Le Neuvième. So Bobby Slayton will be performing there on the 19th, I believe. And we've teamed up with Club Soda because it's such a legendary venue of the festival. We want to make sure that we did some multi-comic shows there, as well as with the Comedy Nest.
You got them all. I'm looking at the list. You got every single one. Well done.
Thank you.
Wow.
Whew.
Hassan Fils, Marito Lopez. You got Kyle Brownrigg. This is good. You've done this before.
Thank you. I've done it today all day.
Yeah, I bet. You mentioned something, and I'm curious about this. So you've been running a festival in Quebec City for many, many years. I understand we were just chatting. You're going to be running the festival there this summer for 25 days, right? How easy or how difficult has it been? So you've been booking a French festival. You're dealing with different agents, different talent managers. How easy has it been to pick up for like where JFL left off and say, hey, we're a new group. We know comedy. We've done this here in Europe, et cetera, and try to convince them that, they should still be able to bring comics here and get involved?
In terms of relationships, it's been quite easy to get in contact with agents. ComediHA has been around since 97, so they do have quite a bit of relationships internationally. That being said, the timing was the biggest challenge. Many comedians heard the festival wasn't coming back. They took their vacation or they're already touring. Yeah. They just hadn't made plans according to having a festival this year. So we only had 2 weeks to reach out to comics we wanted to work with. So we're really proud of the lineups we were able to get in such a short time. And for us, Montreal is such a beautiful city. We just want to celebrate comedy with everybody and say that comedy is going to be around for much longer.
It kind of makes me wonder as you say that about, again, not a very big window here for trying to book shows because it's so late. How'd you get Dane Cook? I mean, is he not going on holiday this year? Did people forget about Dane Cook? Like, how hard was that to get him? He was a pretty big name.
He is a big name. And I mean, especially at this time and age when we talk about social media, he was the leader of creating that path of using social media to sell out arenas and whatnot. He's been around for 30 years. I mean, I don't know I know his schedule is pretty busy because he's in and out. That being said, after speaking with his team, he was really excited of celebrating this 30 years of his career with us in Montreal. He thought that was really special.
He knows he's coming to Montreal, right?
Absolutely. Okay, he's already been to Montreal a few times, but he was never selected as a new face, or he wasn't part of the festival as in the traditional paths like other comedians have been, and he's been very vocal about that. So it was really special for him to get to perform on that big outdoor stage, especially as a stand-up comic, because we don't often offer this kind of entertainment on the outdoor stage. So we really want to do something special this year for Montrealers who are truly fans of stand-up.
If I think back, I think Dane Cook played a Bell Center show as the headliner not that many years ago. I could be wrong. Might have been more than a couple of years ago.
Probably more than a couple of years ago. But that makes a lot of sense. He's sold out over 140 arenas, the Madison Square Garden twice before, way before Andrew Schultz or any of those guys. But he really created the path using MySpace, using social media, doing vlogs. So
MySpace.
That's
how old he is. He was using MySpace. Okay. Let me ask
I was too. So.
Okay, no, that's fine. We all were.
Yes.
I was going to bring up America Online. But let me move on from that and ask the question, with respect to what happened to Just for Laughs, I think it caught a lot of people obviously by surprise in the worst possible way. How much of that damage do you think can be rebuilt? I mean, I ran into Bruce Hills a couple of weeks ago at an event. And I said, what's happening? Some of the people obviously are not going back. We don't know everything that went wrong or who got involved or whatever else. What's it been like talking to them and trying to talk to people there and saying, you know what, we want you to come on board with us?
That's not really something I can answer to. I'm not super familiar with what's going on in terms of who's coming back and who's not coming back. I think ComediHA have been doing things their own way for years, and they're going to take their time to really observe how things were done over there and how they can take over this company, but apply their values and their way of doing business.
Good political answer.
You're welcome.
And then I would simply ask the question, this is what you're doing this year. Time constraints, as you said, major issue. So if we're looking ahead a year, right, you have a whole year to book the next comedy series.
Absolutely.
Are you trying to do what JFL did before, trying to get some of those big names that played, events that they hosted at Place des Arts? Is that part of the strategy?
Absolutely. We're excited to get started on next year, of course. We want to make sure the landscape is similar to what people are used to. But I think it's also going to be an important part to see if we want to incorporate the French and English all under one roof instead of having two completely separate festivals. But absolutely, in terms of large names, galas, that's all things that we're hoping to bring back next summer.
Do you do a nasty show in French? Is there such a thing?
If it exists in French, that's a good question. Not at the moment, but it could. Absolutely.
Okay. I was wondering, just, obviously it was such a big draw here at JFL for so many years.
Absolutely.
Which you realize when they booked Bobby Slayton, who was kind of the king of the nasty show, he's coming back. I imagine that show will sell well, at least among English people here. Alrighty. I just wondered if there was an equivalent on the French side. So.
I don't know, but we obviously, the French has their own star system and they get away with so many fun different things they get to do within their small community versus the Nasty Show is able to build a name for themselves internationally. But I mean, it would be a fun idea. I'll pitch it to the team.
Okay. Can you just, for people listening now who are hearing this for the first time and are kind of excited because they're going to get a chance to go out there, the free shows, because there are free shows built into this, are happening again starting when?
From the July 18th to July 28th, every night there will be bilingual shows, and the English shows will be happening on the 27th and the 28th of July.
Ticket-wise, what do you have to do?
Ticket-wise, right now we are in pre-sale, so you can sign up to our newsletter from our social media at Just for Laughs.
Okay.
And tickets will be officially on sale as of July 28th at 10 a.m.
Do you have to have a ticket to go to the comedy show outside if it's a free show?
No.
Just show up.
Just show up.
First come, first serve kind of deal. Otherwise, you mentioned tickets at Just for Laughs, so that site is still up there if you want to buy tickets for those shows?
Exactly.
You don't have to go to ComediHA.
You can do both.
Oh. Well, you covered all your bases. Okay. Listen, it's a pleasure meeting you. And as I said, I think it's exciting for people to hear that, yes, English comedy will be coming back. And again, limited this year because you didn't have a lot of time, but hopefully next year may be bigger and better like it used to be because it's one of the things Montreal did so well.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much for coming in.